The itch to change the exhaust on the Interceptor has been with me right from the time I got the motorcycle, and especially after a long trip from Chiplun, I was sure that these end cans have to go. For some reason, I don't think that these really gel with the whole character of the motorcycle, and to me, this looks more like a Mugdar, which is a equipment we used to use in the Desi gym back in the days. Recently got the Growler exhaust made by this Bangalore company called Indie Motard, and they run a custom shop by the name of Greasehouse Custom. These were not the first choice, and as a matter of fact, they were not even in the shortlisted one. There are a couple of other options that I was looking at: the AEW, the Gursevak. In stainless trim, they cost in the range of around 16 to 19,000 depending upon the trim that you finally choose. Then there are the SNS and the direct imports, which cost a fortune, and well, I would say I intend to keep all my organs for now. The ordering experience with Indie Motard was fabulous. I spoke to this gentleman by the name of Mohan, and he was very knowledgeable about the product. In the box, you basically get all the hardware that is required to install these on the motorcycle. Other than the exhaust, what you could find in the box are the extended tip, which really changes the look of the exhaust, and you also have the dB killer depending upon the decibel level that you can tolerate. What is interesting is that you also have these plates which can be used to mask the joint where the end cans are attached to the bent pipe. Depending upon the decibel level that you generally like when you're riding, you can remove the dB killer, which is a simple process wherein you just dial out the tip and take the dB killer out. The construction quality of these exhausts is top notch in my opinion. There are no blemishes, no unevenness even when you see what's inside. The company claims that that is ceramic wool. This is the spec sheet right from the Indie Motors website, and what is noteworthy is that they claim that the power gain is of 8 horsepower. Now, assuming that this is to be seen in conjunction with some air filters, I already have the DNA air filter installed on my motorcycle, so when I take it for a long ride, I would be getting back as to whether there is a noticeable difference in the power output. These exhausts weigh around 4.5 to 5 kilograms, and the stock exhaust is almost 10.5 to 11 kilograms. So definitely there would be some weight saving, and this is something which was very apparent once I installed this exhaust and just got it off the main stand. The 6 odd kilogram weight difference is absolutely noticeable. The exhaust attaches to the motorcycle in two places. One is on the frame, and the other one is where the exhaust attaches to the motorcycle through the bent pipe. The way I went about removing the exhaust is possibly not the best way. I tried to remove the 14mm bolt first, but I think it would have been a lot easier if I would have removed the beauty cover, which basically masks the place where the exhaust joins the bent pipe. You may want to hold on to the bolts that you take off the motorcycle, because that is something that you would need when you are installing the Growler exhaust. They come with most of the hardware, but I think this is the bolt that they intend to reuse. The removal of the exhaust is actually an easy process, but it's just that this plate which attaches onto the exhaust makes it a bit difficult, and I think that I was struggling for almost 15 minutes to take the exhaust after having removed the 14 mm and loosening the 12 mm bolt. But this beauty plate actually has a kind of a rubber housing which attaches to the two brackets, and it just makes it impossible for you to just pull it off. So I think that if you are attempting to do this yourself, you want to remove this so-called beauty plate first, and only then attempt to remove the other two bolts. The installation of the Growler exhaust was a much simpler affair as opposed to me removing the old ones. Just one advice that I could share is that whenever you are putting these bolts, just don't tighten them, just let there be some bit of slack, and you could adjust it once you have all the other bolts slightly tightened. It just helps to get the exhaust fitted correctly. That's it. The plate is the last piece that needs to be installed. And as you can see, the crawler is on the left and the stock is on the right. It just sits a little lower and it does not protrude out as much as the stock does. So that's it. I hope you find this useful if you are in the market for a new exhaust and this helps you in your decision making. What would follow would be a comparison of the stock exhaust note and the Growler exhaust note. So I would recommend use a headphone so that you are able to hear this clearly. Thank you and have a nice weekend.